Recording.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This is the world premiere big screen of X-15. This movie was made back in 1961. And the reason I say it's the world premiere today is for a very simple reason that I've been trying to get this movie restored for years. Because in the motion picture, the movie itself was filmed in Panavision, which is of course big widescreen. There's a lot of footage in here which was supplied by NASA and the Air Force, which is not widescreen. And if anybody here saw any of our earlier presentations of this movie, you would see like there's an opening shot of a B-52 taking off from down the runway coming at you. And they had to stretch all of the NASA Air Force footage to fill the Panavision screen so that the B-52 has about 1,000-foot wingspan. And so there's over 300 shots within this motion picture that were supplied by NASA and the Air Force that all were stretched for the original release. So this is the first time anywhere I have gotten all of those scenes corrected. They're now in the right aspect ratio. We had to enlarge each one of those scenes to fill it up. And it was just, I have not actually sat down and watched this movie from beginning to end. So I'm getting to see the premiere for the first time with all of you as Rebel. And as I say, it's 1961 motion picture. It is the very first big screen appearance of Mary Tyler Moore. It premiered just 2 weeks before the very first episode of the Big Bang Night Show, which shot really started. So she was completely unknown at this time. She did, it was a commercial, like the only thing she'd done before, no, it wasn't a commercial, it was a TV show. What was it? And she was never named it. It was a spy show. And she shows up occasionally in the show, but she's never identified. So that was like the only time she'd been on screen before. But anyway, so this movie, a lot of people don't like it.
Or a lot not like it.
How many times have you seen the tree?
Oh, I forced it out of someone.
Too many. Well, I mean, too many.
The story, besides the X-15, is sort of a soap opera.
But they impose this very lot on it.
Yeah, but the X-15 stuff is worth any price of admission. It's narrated by Jimmy Stewart. The production company was Brad Sinatra and Bob Hope.
Oh,
So there's a lot of big names behind this. The guy who wrote this thing, Tony Lanzarino, he's not that good a screenwriter. This is his one and only movie credit ever. So it has a technical advisor of Milt Thompson, who later became an X-15 pilot. He's the first person I interviewed from the book. He has like 1 second of on-screen time, and he is slide. There, here, where is it? All right, come on, Bridgie, over on, here we go. So you'll see a scene that looks sort of like this. The guy on this side of the cockpit is Milt Thompson. So look for that little quick scene. So he's on screen for just a couple of seconds. You will also see a scene, if you catch it, where there is a board, there's a briefing room, and there's a bunch of names listed, like pilots and stuff back there, and he has his name on there, along with the Air Force technical advisor as well. As I talk about in my other talk, this on the general book, I talk about Milt's time on the X-15 movie, and I asked him very succinctly, it's like, well, did you have any input as a technical advisor of things that really were wrong? And he said, oh, no. The guy who wrote this movie had never even been around an airplane. But of course they didn't listen to him. But so it was a lot of fun. I love this movie. I love the score. The score is by a guy named David Scott. And I just love the symphonic score. I love the music. Oh, one thing too, well, you were mentioning that Charles Bronson was afraid of flying, so that's an interesting one. I wasn't aware about that. but
Yeah,
Charles Bronson,
absolutely was. He did fly,
he did fly.
but when he'd sit in the seat, he was like motionless. He was that afraid.
The other thing is that David McLean, who was the official star, because Charles Bronson was not that well known at the time. So David McLean is the actual guy who was the star of the show. He was the Marlboro man at the time.
Huh?
And Olympians. But David McLean was claustrophobic. So something to look for in this motion picture is he doesn't like confined spaces. The X-15 cockpit is a very confined space. So when you see pictures from the outside looking in, you'll see the cockpit, it's not closed. Even when he's supposedly flying at Mach 6, the cockpit is still open, just like that much. You'll see the little gray lines. So this
You think there's a real plane in this building?
For the shots,
Those
because of
shots.
the actors in there, they did the full scale mock-up. That's one of the things they talked about. It's at FEMA now.
Okay.
I was at the New York World's Fair. So they didn't want the actors getting in the real aircraft.
Right.
There are many scenes with them with the real aircraft, but the stuff in the cockpit they did in mock-up, because they didn't want buttons. So, yeah.
Was the movie a success?
It was a relative success. They premiered in Washington DC. After,
Of the Uptown Theater?
I don't remember which theater. I don't know if they ever said which theater. But they had a huge world premiere in Washington DC. X-15 pilots were there, producers, the writers, members of the Air Tower War was there. And, it was one of the questions that I asked a lot of the X-15 people, during my interviews. So what did you think of the movie? And, well, I was a little underwhelmed.
That was probably the standard.
Sort of a standard. Some people, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm one of them, I'm a big one, I don't care so far for not. I don't think.
You just like the hardware, you don't like the
It's
story.
the X-15, it's Jimmy Stewart, the greatest actor of all time. I love Jimmy Stewart.
We all love Baby Stewart.
That's right, Jimmy's, yeah, we got to too.
Mhm.
And Jimmy had, there's a biography, a biopic coming out on Jimmy Stewart, I think in May. Just called Jimmy, which I highly recommend. It's based on a book called Mission, and it's about his time as a B-25 pilot in World War II. And if you
B-24.
oh, sorry, B-24. And, it's much bigger airplane.
Yeah.
And the,
2 more engines.
yeah, if you haven't read Mission, read the book, it will blow your socks off. And I'm hoping for a good version of the movie. Another biopic that they did recently, in 2018, was First Man about Neil Armstrong, based on James Hansen's book, which is a really great book.
Even Andy Chicken, who say that.
The movie, and I say this as a person who has put a lot of thought into the movie, is you can quote me on that. They screwed that movie up really bad. So with anything with that, we can talk more after the movies. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank you in advance for fixing the aspect ratio of those airplanes. Nothing bugged me more as an engineer. Steve stretches my finger.
Oh, I know.
So thank you so much.
Oh, you are most welcome. And as I say, this has also been upgraded from 640 DVI to HD. So you're the first people that are be seeing it in HD. The person I worked with actually created a 4K version of this, which I could not. Oh my God, it looks wonderful. But the problem is the algorithm that does it, when it gets up that high, it screws up like scene transitions and stuff. And so we just had to stick with the HD version. So, even then, there's still some artifacts, so you might see a few little glitches here and there. I think it's all worth it. So with that, we will, get going here. Are we ready to hit the button? All right. Enjoy the movie.
On December 17th, 1903, man made the first successfully controlled flight in an aircraft, thus breaking a barrier that had existed for millions of years. Today, man, with his intelligence and reason, has suddenly come to the crossroads. Some believe that the guided missile and electronically controlled space vehicles are the ultimate answers to space flight. The recent orbital and suborbital achievements have been spectacular and extremely important. However, man will never be satisfied in the undignified position of sitting in a nose cone, acting as a biological specimen. 16 years ago, at Edwards Air Force Base in California, a highly complex operation was initiated to develop an aerospacecraft that would satisfy the desire of man to maintain control in flight and in re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere. The spacecraft would fly, glide, and land completely under the control of the human operator. And now, the X-15 is ready, manned by a pilot who will make all the decisions for accurate control in flight and re-entry and recovery. X-15 is the key to an operational procedure that will be directly reflected in the spacecraft and the space flights of the future. The X-15, the world's first manned aerospacecraft. Manned for this flight by Matt Powell, chief test pilot for NASA. This is the Carrier, an especially designed B-52 jet bomber, lifting the X-15 to its launch altitude of 45,000 feet. This is her crew, pilot, co-pilot, launch panel operator, especially trained, highly qualified. This is Chase 2. The pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Lee Brandon, chief test pilot of the United States Air Force. He's also an X-15 pilot. Today, he is one of the support pilots who will visually check the X-15 through the countdown and then guide it back to the recovery area for the landing after the drop. This is Chase 1 and Major Ernie Weil, one of the Air Force backup pilots, getting first-hand knowledge of the X-15 flight procedures. He's qualified in the X-15 with the small XLR-11 engine, and today he'll back up Matt Powell for a flight with the XLR-99 engine. The XLR-99 rocket engine has nearly 60,000 pounds of thrust. The final okay here rests with the pilot. He has control. Major Anthony Rinaldi, USAF, responsible for the human operator and his special equipment designed to support life in space. Colonel Craig Brewster, Chief Human Factors Section, United States Air Force. Tom DeParma, X-15 Project Manager, highly qualified aeronautical engineer. He is NASA-1 Test Director. With him, here in the control room, are the engineers and technicians of NASA and the United States Air Force, who watch their tracking instruments and recorders, receiving thousands of different pieces of information from special equipment in the X-15 and from electrodes taped to the pilot's body. This is the team. Along with the high-range tracking stations at Beatty and Ely, Nevada, they monitor and support the X-15 flights. A highly complex project, running smoothly, completely operational.
This is Chase 2 to B-52. Coming into position. Acknowledge, over.
Roger, Lee, this is B-52. Have you in sight?
This is Chase 1 to B-52. I'm in position. How do you read me, over?
You're loud and clear, Ernie. We're 5 minutes to launch.
Radio on lower antenna. How do you read?
5 square, Matt.
Auxiliary power units coming on.
Matt, confirm X-15 oxygen.
On X-15 oxygen, 1800 psi.
Helmet to suit differential, good. Respiration rate, acceptable at 20 per minute.
This is NASA 1. Let's get a good controlled surface check. Chase 2, observe. Confirm launch trim settings. Over.
Chase 2 to NASA 1. Surface check, good.
Roger, Lee. NASA 1 to Chase 1. You all set, Ernie?
NASA 1 from Chase 1, all set, Tom.
Macaulay to NASA 1. 45,000 feet. 1 minute to launch. Okay, Matt, you got it. Coming up on launch point.
Roger. Give me a 5-second countdown for launch. This is final okay to all stations. Launch light is on. 5, 4, 3. Stop the countdown. Repeat.
Stop the countdown. Losing source pressure. Lock tank pressure 45. Ammonia 30.
Both decreasing.
NASA 1 to all stations. Stop the countdown. Confirm source pressure failure. What are you reading now?
Source pressure failure affirmative. Below normal and falling.
NASA 1 to X-15. Matt, is this a no-go?
X-15 to all stations. This is a no-go.
I say again, this is a no-go.
Well, I've worn out my fingers on this hand.
NASA 1 to X-15, proceed to alternate plan. Matt, can you dump the propellants?
X-15 to NASA 1. Negative.
NASA 1 to 008. How much weight can you offset by wing trim?
008 to NASA 1. Not enough fuel transfer possible. Have to make landing with right wing. Critical.
Department to all units. This is an emergency. The B-52 will attempt a landing with the X-15 mated. Request all emergency equipment, all firefighting units, deploy along runway 35 on South Lake Bed. Repeat, South Lake Bed. Leave the data on. Keep the primary radio channel open. I'll use it from mobile. Let's go, Colonel.
should be on final approach in about 10 minutes.
Light the flares, please. The bomber at NASA Mobile to Chase 2.
Chase 2 to NASA 9. Go ahead.
Lee, advise control at beginning of letdown.
Beginning letdown. Approximately 5 minutes.
Now got the darn mixing chambers to go back down again.
Dumping logs from carrier. Maximum flow.
NASA Mobile to Chase planes. Stay in close at the landing.
Okay, I'm coming in at your 10 o'clock. About 3 miles north of our station. You're willing to confirm that your ram air door is in the closed position? Sure is. Also, I want to verify that I did have cooling lever and blowers in LN2 position on.
Pamela, how good to see you.
Hi, Maggie.
How was the trip?
Oh, gosh. Oh, Diane. It's so good to see you. Have you any idea how long Route 66 is? Maggie, you look indecently wonderful. Did you look that good this morning when Lee left?
You wouldn't think so. Come on, let's get your bags.
Okay. Oh, they're awful heavy.
You take that, yeah.
All right.
Coffee on?
Yeah, What
come
have
on.
you two been up to?
I want to hear all about you.
Well, I tell you, it's been a whirl.
All during that time, except when I was recycling, it just crapped out by itself. I've got it back again. All right.
NASA 1, I'm tracking 76 miles east and 56 miles north.
Roger. NASA 1.
Hey, Ma, you can see him!
Where, Mike?
Right over there!
He's committed now.
Okay, come on. Let's get out there.
Now, take it easy. That's not the crash siren. Listen, it's constant. It's not the short blasts.
What is it then? Maggie, can we call?
No, nobody calls during flights. Oh, I'd rather hear that siren than the phone ring.
Chickened out, huh?
Yeah. Can I still resign, Doctor?
You feel okay, Matt?
A little stiff.
Where does it hurt?
Can you give me some details, Matt? Especially about the pressure failure.
Sure, Tom. As soon as I'm out of the suit.
Good.
You got a smoke?
Yeah.
Here. All right, let's get you out of this thing.
Tom, I gotta get back to headquarters.
All right.
Lee, we're in here.
Hi, Pam.
How are you, Pam?
Let's go to my house.
Excuse me.
Yeah, come on.
All right, Pamela, why?
Because I couldn't stand my quiet, uneventful life, that's why.
Just like that.
Just like that.
No, you don't, Pamela. No more games with me.
You fool. I came a long way.
Well, you're a little late. I hope you enjoyed the trip.
Matt, don't do this to me.
What took you so long?
Diane?
It's gotta be love. Come on, I'll help you sweep out the place.
All right.
Hey, what happened? I was doing my homework.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
So that's exactly the word I was trying to think of. Homework.
Come on.
Now, with usual distribution, copies and so forth, so on, very truly yours, Thomas A. Palmer. That's all, Barbara. And would you get that typed up for me as quickly as possible?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. On Barbara, get headquarters in Washington on the direct line for me, please, right away.
Yes,
Thanks. Hello? Yeah, it's Tom Palmer. Yes, sir, we had a source pressure failure at the final countdown. No, sir, we were forced to land the X-15 mated with a full load. Yeah, it was quite a trek, but the B-52 pilot made it look easy. Major McCauley flying, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we'll be getting national press coverage in 2 weeks on the big engine ground firing. That'll start the countdown for the next flight. No, I wouldn't exactly say we've had bad press. It's just that sometimes when things have gone wrong, some of them emphasize it a little more. And, you know, sir. Right, the port... No. Oh, well, the reports are being prepared. They'll be off to you tonight. Right, sir. Goodbye.
Colonel Brewster to see Tom De Palma.
Yes, Colonel, he's waiting for you.
Thank you.
You know where his office is?
Right. Hi, Tom.
Come in, Craig.
I'm glad you called me. I've been wanting to talk to you about something.
Sit down and get it off your mind.
Tom, I got a problem.
Cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I don't know exactly how to put it, but I'm going to try. We've been on this project a long time, right? We've had some setbacks, and sometimes we've been lucky. But the time is coming when all this work and this whole project is going to have to pay off.
I think I have an idea what you're getting at, Craig.
Let's see if we can't talk it out.
Well, now, don't get me wrong. I haven't lost faith or anything like that. It's just that... Frankly, I'm scared.
Join the club, Colonel. I think everybody involved is a little scared about what's coming up.
I know that. It's just that suddenly I'm beginning to doubt my own judgment. After thousands of hours of simulating on the ground and really putting these pilots through the ringer, I think they've reached a damn high degree of accuracy in all phases, right? They're tuned to a fine edge. Hanging on to this edge is what concerns me. Now, all the pilots have normal tensions. But what if these normal tensions are added to by the tensions of aborted missions, setbacks, delays, etc.? Won't this throw off their normal performance at the end when we get to the critical flights?
Oh, we all wonder about that possibility, Craig. Although remote, it's there, staring us in the face just the same. But, what were you saying about you wondered about your own judgment?
Well, what if it doesn't show up? What if they lose this fine edge? How do we spot it?
How? I'll tell you how, Craig, or at least how I think we can spot it. Am I being worried about it? No. No, not worried, but frightened, the way you say you are. The way we all are. We've got to keep right on top of them, phase by phase. We've got to make sure we know the score every minute. And if a breakdown should show up in any one of them, we've got to be able to spot it. And if it doesn't show, we've got to be sure the reason it doesn't is because it never happened. Craig, in this business, if at times you aren't frightened, really frightened, and you don't feel a deep personal concern for the guy who sticks his neck out, then you're not the right man for the job. And you are. Let's get up there and take a look at that data from the last flight, huh?
Yeah, it's ready, I know.
This isn't the end, Craig. We'll be going through this again and again.
What's the matter, honey? Aren't you going to have any?
Oh, no, I'm going to go back to bed. Pamela got in late last night, and I didn't sleep afterwards.
What time?
Oh, well, they went to Lancaster.
Lancaster?
Ernie, you smiled at breakfast.
You tricked me into it. Do you know something?
What?
You smell wonderful.
Good morning.
Oh, I hope I didn't wake you up coming in last night.
I never heard a thing. Where did you go?
Well, we were going to Lancaster, but we never made it.
Oh, too bad. That's a nice town, Lancaster.
We decided to reactivate our engagement instead.
Oh, Pam, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. No coffee for you? You going back to bed?
One of the things that you're going to learn early is you never go back to bed. When they make an early start, you make one, too. That way you end up at the end of the day even on sleep. That's good Air Force wifery.
Diane, what is it?
Just a baby, I think.
Just a baby?
No, not with me. In 3 years of marriage, I'm a two-time loser.
What does that mean?
Oh, it means I'm not the mama type or something. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with me physically, but just after things get started, something always goes wrong.
Have you told Ernie?
No, and I won't. Not till I know I've got permanent possession. Pour me some coffee.
Coffee?
I want to see if I can hold it. told her so.
These strange new birds of the desert were first flown by Air Force and National Aeronautics and Space Administration pilots when the Russians were still trying to dig themselves out from under the rubble at Stalingrad. Unfortunately, the proposals set forth by NASA and the Air Force used a new language. Terms like exit, escape velocity, Mach 4, Mach 10, re-entry, pretty hard for people to swallow. Appropriations were slow in coming. But the search for the answer continued at Edwards Air Force Base.
Mr. De Palma, Ed Fleming, ABC Television News. Will these then be the flights with the most critical control problem?
Yes, indeed. The pilot knows his margin of error. He cannot over-control. The angle of his re-entry path is calculated so that the aerodynamic heating of the airframe will not exceed the design limit. Colonel Jessup, our public information officer, has a word for you about the pilots, I think, Colonel.
Major Wild, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon, and Matt Powell are three of the pilots working on the project at the present time. The complete pilots pool consists of a Navy pilot, 2 Air Force, and 3 NASA pilots. The NASA pilots, like Matt Powell, are entirely civilian, employees of the United States government.
Lou Irwin, ABC News. Has this project lost any of its significance because of the successful manned orbital missions?
No, Mr. Irwin. This is a winged aerospace craft under complete control of the pilot. He's not a biological specimen, nor is he a backup for an automatic system. And the knowledge gained here will be directly reflected in the design and operation of future spacecraft.
Mr. De Palma, Lee Giroux of NBC. Grant Holcomb of CBS and I, Grant, by the way, will be with us later in the testing house, would like to know which of these 3 pilots will be the first man to go into space in the X-15.
That decision will be based on many factors and made by mutual agreement with just about everybody concerned in the project.
Gentlemen, I'd like to say generally that one of the pilot's biggest problems is to overcome and fight the effects of stress. As a matter of fact, I'd say that possibly the greatest challenge to the pilot is to train himself to anticipate his instincts.
Anticipation of instinct comes down then to reactions acquired through training. Now, where one kind of reflex flying inside the atmosphere fades out, and a different kind of reaction is needed, this is where overcoming the instinct makes the difference.
Would you say then that the basic ingredient for project pilots is complete emotional stability?
That's exactly right, Mr. Fleming. Psychological conditioning is one of the most important parts of the project pilot's training. First of all, we have to have people that are stable emotionally. And then we try to help them by simulating artificially on the ground as best we can the conditions that he'll meet in flight. And by doing this, we hope he'll be better able to cope with and recognize unknown factors, should he meet them.
Sound minds and a sound body? Oh, something more than that, I would say. A complete scientific dedication to the job at hand, eh? A firm belief in carefully worked for success. Each of these gentlemen is an aeronautical engineer as well as a highly qualified test pilot. The ultimate goal of the X-15 project will be an end result of work and tests to which they've all contributed. It's not in any sense a hero race. There are more than 3,000 people engaged in this one project.
Just one more question. Ever since I covered the tests at Cape Canaveral, I've been wondering very seriously about the future.
Now, this is a philosophical approach, I'm afraid.
But it isn't, I assure you. It's a highly practical approach. What happens if all this speed and invasion of space meets us coming back, so to speak? That is, suppose that we have to start all over because of a space warfare. What's all this leading to?
Well, we hope to deter that possibility by extending our own capabilities in space. Man would always be satisfied with a one-shot re-entry. The capsule method is a very valuable step in the right direction. But falling free in a sealed capsule with only one possibility of recovery, parachuting to a landing, leaves a lot to be desired. The X-15 pilot will be able to choose his angle of re-entry and control his speed and altitude and glide to his landing area, or one of several alternates he has.
always under pilot control. He has a choice.
Well, that about wraps it up here, gentlemen. Let's go down to the blockhouse for the test firing. This way, please.
What brings you back there, Miss Pamela? Have you finally decided to ruin my life and marry Matt Powell?
Well, I decided your life could stand being ruined a few more times. You always suffer so beautifully, Tony.
Why don't you level with me, Pamela? Diane having another baby?
Yes, she thinks so.
Interesting. This can be a healthy situation, especially for Ernie.
Good for Ernie. And X-15 and the project and NASA. Tony, what about Diane?
Now, cut it out, Pamela. It's just a job. The X-15 project is a way of making a living. Simple as that. Bread and butter. And half the trouble in life is caused by wives interfering with their husband's work.
Oh, Tony, for heaven's sake.
Do you know where babies start? Right there. In the frontal lobe of your brain, where the emotions are under general control. From there, they proceed mentally to the hypothalamus, which controls raw emotions, rage, hysteria, passion. Now, there must always be mental permissiveness, the will to or the will not to. That mental will to or will not to is so sensitive that 25% of so-called sterile couples start their babies by the simple process of just talking the problem over with their doctor.
Tony, somehow you seem to have missed the whole point. Diane has no problem in starting.
I'm acutely aware of it. That's why I'm talking to you.
Well, then do your head shrinking with her, not me.
I heard you broke it with Matt last fall when he wouldn't take that job with Cal Air. Now, deep in her mind, Diane undoubtedly wants Ernie to stop test flying also. What wife wouldn't? We've had several staff conferences on her. Diane and Ernie start their babies. But the belief in Ernie's short life expectancy psychosomatically disturbs her motives. Consequently, her pregnancies terminate so quickly that you cannot really call them pregnancies.
Tony, I think you're crazy.
Pamela, please don't search for problems.
You two getting along all right?
Well, what he's tried to do is convince me that we should form a women's auxiliary of space cadets.
Oh, I'm sorry I was delayed.
Come on, girls. I'll buy you lunch.
We'll go into the control blockhouse for the actual firing. Ernie, Major Wild here will be in the X-15 for the test. So, gentlemen, if you'll come with me, please.
Right. Attention. There will be a rocket firing in the test area in 10 minutes. Repeat, 10 minutes.
What about the composition of the fuel? Is it classified?
Not for what it actually is, no. We use liquefied pure ammonia for the propellant and liquid oxygen for the oxidizer.
So the ammonia burns and the liquid oxygen supports its combustion.
That's correct, yes.
Set warning lights. Close off the entrance.
Stand by for source top off. All right, Ernie. It's all yours. Go into the blockhouse, gentlemen, please. Right it is, gentlemen.
Sealed in.
Blockhouse control. Canopy down and secure.
You settle down, gentlemen. I think we're just about ready to go. Fueling top off. You aboard? Ernie, come in if you read me.
Hooked in. I read you. I'm going to pressurize.
Attention. All personnel clearing the firing area. Move back to safety limits.
All set. Sauce pressure looks good. All gauges normal.
Inspection completed. Rocket firing in 1 minute, 10-second countdown.
Ready in X-15. Start and idle.
System is armed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
Firing.
How much power does that thing generate?
Right now, it's only at half throttle. It can develop over 500,000 horsepower at 3,600 miles per hour in flight.
500,000? Can we quote you on that?
As a matter of fact, you can.
Ernie, go to 100% power.
Outside, without earplugs, the noise is so intense you would feel nausea from the sound alone.
Stay in pressurized, Ernie. Reset for another run at full power. How do you read me, Ernie?
I read you loud and clear.
Fire! A malfunction.
Get him out of there.
Stay away from that door.
There's ammonia seeping under the door.
Oh, now, don't tell me to take it easy.
Blockhouse to fire control. Can you get to Major Wild? Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Fire control to Blockhouse, Mr. De Palma.
This is De Palma. Go ahead.
The blast shot the forward section of the berth 30 feet down the ramp area. We got Major Wild out. He's all right. He is all right. You're going to have to stay in there till we can hose down the area. I'll keep this line open.
Tony, you can call, can't you?
All right. Sit still. I'll be right back.
This is Major Rinaldi. Get me emergency control at the test area blockhouse.
Department Blockhouse Control. Oh, yes, Tony. Yeah, we had a malfunction. They got Ernie out okay. No injuries.
Glad to hear it, Tom. How's the bird?
The bird? Well, can't tell too much about that right now. I'll check with you later, Tony. All right, goodbye.
Tom, your office has been trying to get a hold of you. Washington called.
Right. I'll see you all back at NASA.
Tom?
Ah?
That call was on the private line from Washington. I'd kind of like to be there when you call back. Seems there's a very bad reaction brewing along the sidelines, especially among the press.
Yeah. Thanks, Craig. You better wait here for the investigation team, huh? I'll call you from my office.
Right.
The loss of the number 3 birds cost us plenty in more ways than one. But our people have been picking over the pieces, and they've come up with some answers. Not all of them, but enough. Our engineers and technicians have been working with the boys over at North American, and they have the number 3 bird back in its original jig. They've done a miraculous job. And believe it or not, in time, that number 3 bird will fly again. Now, we have to take up the slack by stepping up the mission. So this morning, Lee will be dropped in the number 2 bird with the new XLR-99 engine. We'll be trying for 3,000 miles an hour at 150,000 feet. Matt?
Well, I've drawn chase 2, rendezvous at Ely.
You take the countdown, Matt, up the fuel jettison. I'll pick up the control check.
That's what I've got.
Okay, good luck.
Let's go, Lee. I'll get you into your suit.
I'll go along with you. There's some things I can check while he's getting dressed.
Chase 1 to roll. Swarm cleared for takeoff.
We're 82 miles east. We're 46 miles north.
All right, here.
Cabin pressurization coming on. Suit check complete.
This is 003 to NASA 1, approaching Ely.
Jettison check complete. Pressurizing tanks.
Lee, 1 minute warning.
Prime coming on. Source pressure good.
To all stations, launch light is on. This is a final okay. Seconds, Lee. Get your nose down, Ernie. Here he comes.
good start, Lee. You're looking good.
You're on profile, Lee. He's at the top of the arc.
He's making a speed run now.
That's the one to chase one. Can you see him, Matt? Over.
Negative. Out of sight.
There he is about 12 o'clock. He's leveled off.
I see his contrails now, Ernie. NASA 1. X-15, 12 o'clock high. Onions out.
X-15 to NASA 1. Rudder kick, air-long pulse, stick pulse. Mach 4. Flight parameters matching profile.
Matt, let's change our heading. Do you read me? Over.
Loud and clear, Ernie. Change your heading to 210. He's wide open. We'll be seeing him any time now.
Passing through Mach 5.
That's better than 3,000 miles an hour, gentlemen.
That ought to even the score a little, huh? Let's go to NASA 9 for the landing.
X-15. I have you in sight. Acknowledge.
I hear you, Matt. Had good control to burn out at Mach 5. Continuing letdown procedure to lake bed.
Closing in on you, Lee. Going to jettison any time. How's it feel to hold the world speed record?
Not bad. Incidentally, I got a temperature reading of over 900 degrees outside skin. I don't think it did any more than blister the paint. This is a solid bird, Matt. Where's Ernie? Do I have a blossom?
I'm here. Just below you both. Jettisoning looks good. You all through, back slapping? Let's get the bird back down to ground.
we finally celebrate the birthday Lee had in Tullahoma. And the drill corps is actually going to allow Matt and me to get married, I don't believe.
Ernie, the gas.
Waiter.
I don't want this to get around the club, but I've saved $8 out of last week's housekeeping money.
Baby, General Custer is very, very proud of you.
Waiter.
Yes, sir.
A bottle of Piper Hyde 653, please. Domestic, if you haven't got that. In which case, just forget all about the year, huh?
We have Piper High 53, sir.
Fine.
I always knew Matt had a lot of class. You're going to pay for the check, you know.
Due entirely to my unhappy childhood. Ask Tony Rinaldi. He'll tell you all about it.
And Tony will tell you it's your hypothalamus.
What in the world is your hypothalamus?
Well, I don't really know, but according to Tony, you need it.
Pamela, Matt, I'm not the kind of a guy to go for the light touch and this sort of thing. I don't want to go heavy on it either. Oh, I wish I could think of some words that aren't used so often. However, I can't, so health and happiness to you both. Long life and contentment. And a sense, in the end, of a job well done.
Thank you, Lee. From both of us.
And many happy returns. Happy birthday, Lee.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
Lee.
birthday, darling. Hey, General Custer, how about taking your old lady on the dance floor?
Pamela?
Yeah, say, Matt,
Would you like to dance with me?
Works, doesn't it, Dad?
Sure, like smoke. You don't think I was going to give you a toy at your age, do you?
But I mean, it really works. I set it for 425 for myself. Then I set it for 426 to wake you up and show you that it works.
It's a good old scientific approach. What's this bit? You watching me shave now?
Well, sure, so I'll know how, of course. It'll only be 5 years before I have to. Maybe only 4.
You getting a little stubbly?
Well, you have to anticipate, don't you?
Sure, Mike, you can anticipate as much as you want to. But you take a tip from an old hand. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up. Well, you can never go back. And when you're a man, you be a man. You know what I mean?
Uncle Matt's gonna marry Pamela, isn't he?
That's what they told me.
Does he really go for that love stuff?
You just wait 5 years. Maybe only 4.
I turned the love stuff off on television.
Along with the commercials, huh?
No, I like the commercials. But you can have all that love stuff. Let's talk about the X-15.
We usually do.
It said in the papers that number 3 bird would never fly again. I bet the North Americans are working on it right now.
Where do you hear all this?
Well, I'll tell you. Mom has some kind of a deal with you, I know. Women. She's actually afraid of some of the flying you do. So she makes you tell everything before you do it. That way she says she won't be frightened. So when you tell her, I listen. But believe me, Dad, I don't take notes. And I don't put anything down on paper.
Yeah, well, you're under arrest anyhow. Mikey, I want to straighten you out on something. And I don't want you to ever forget it. You know, your mother is a fine, solid woman. So when you say women like that, don't ever mean your mother, huh? Okay? Nothing.
NASA wanted chase planes.
X-15 on profile.
X-15 to NASA 1. Premature shutdown due to pump overspeed. Short of profile. 20% fuel remaining. Shall I restart?
Negative, Matt. Do not restart. Watch your angle of attack.
He's passing through the 40-mile level.
You're getting heat, Matt. You're below 40 miles. Matt, increase your angle of attack.
Wilco. X-15 to NASA 1. Excessive heat increasing at this level. Shallow angle.
NASA 1 to X-15. Matt, increase your angle. You're going to exceed your temperature limit. NASA 1 to X-15. Altitude 35 miles. Speed 4,000. Increase your angle, Matt. You're exceeding the design limit. NASA 1 to chase planes. Spread out to both areas. He's going to be short. NASA 1 to X-15. You're inside the temperature envelope, Matt. Turn to 197 degrees. We have you 100 miles outside the recovery perimeter. Go to max L over D. Matt, stretch it. Change heading to 175.
This is Chase 1. Roger. 175. We'll call it first visual contact. Chase 1 to X-15. What's your altitude, Matt?
45,000 feet. And the pullout. G's good. Q good.
Matt, you're going to be short.
Chase 1 to NASA 1. In position for recovery. Matt, this is Lee. I have you in sight. Hold it steady. I'm going to come in close.
Right, Lee. What's the story?
You're too short to glide in. Any fuel left for an extra air stock?
About 20% indicator still in the tank.
Go to start and idle. Then accelerate for more altitude. I'm clear. Go ahead. Shut down. Dump your fuel. Acknowledgement.
Shutting down, jettisoning propellants.
Chase 1 to NASA 1. Go to secondary channel. Chase 1 to NASA 1.
We're reading you, Lee. What happened?
Explosion in the X-15's rocket section. My aircraft hit by flying debris. Losing hydraulic pressure. Communicate with me on secondary channel only, Tom.
Okay, Lee. Can you continue support? This is NASA 1 to Chase 1. Lee, do you read me? Over.
Chase 1 to X-15.
X-15 to Chase 1. I hear you, Lee. I'm burned out. Turning south. How bad is the damage?
No fire, Matt. But some damage to the rocket section. Watch your speed. Matt, you still don't have any fire. And you're lined up real good.
I'm inside the range. A little stretch and we'll make it.
NASA 1 to Chase 1. Lee, you all right?
This is Chase 2, turning southeast to Lake Net. May not reach position in time.
Chase 1 to Chase 2. I'll count him down, Ernie. Matt, you can stretch your glide out. Nice going. Watch your angle at touchdown. Matt, drop your ventral and skids.
Flaring out. Give me an altitude reading. Skid's coming out.
All set, Matt. I'll call you through touchdown. Looks good. 60 feet.
This is Rescue NASA 1. Chase 1 is out of control.
Don't storm out, Lee. Look out, Lee. Stay with it, Lee. Stay with it.
Oh, my God, he's blown in.
Oh, God. Matt flew the X-15 today, didn't he? Maggie, please call.
Pamela, we can't. They won't give out any information over the telephone. We just have to wait.
NASA 1 to Palmer. We're just waiting to hear from you. Right. Over. They said they couldn't find anything. They said forget it.
I'd put my arms around you, Maggie, and let you cry, but I guess it's a little too soon for that.
No. I've got the rest of my life to cry.
Leo only let Control know he was in trouble. He stayed to guide me in and calm me down for the landing where it was too low for him to eject.
Thanks, Matt. Give me a few minutes alone, will you?
Wait.
Maggie.
Not yet.
Hello, kid.
Mike! Mike! Mike, listen to me.
I won't listen!
Easy, Mike. Mike. Take it easy,
Leave me
Mike.
alone!
Mike.
Leave me alone!
Hey, Mike. Mike, don't. Easy, Mike. Easy.
Uncle Matt, I don't want my father to be dead.
Seems everybody's got their own axe to grind. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the hell with them.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way about it, Craig. But they want answers. They call Lee's death an unnecessary loss on a routine mission. Now, how do you talk to people like that?
You don't talk to them. You try to educate those people, you wind up talking to yourself.
They suffered no personal loss. For them, this is just headlines and statistics. I read once you never argue with statistics.
You remember once we had a conversation about overexposure, watching for breakdowns, getting too fine an edge? And you told me you got to stay on top of it.
I know, Craig, I know. I'm trying to forget about it. I thought I could take the human factor element, hold it out at arm's length, and I was doing all right with it, too. Until this afternoon.
Tom, nobody buys personal loss anymore. Only statistics, you know that.
The cold, callous Colonel Brewster. And the abused, browbeaten De Palma. Well, like it or not, we'll be back here tomorrow with a new replacement and a brand new countdown. Statistically neat and simple.
In the NASA conference room in Washington, D.C., nearly 3 years ago, something was said which I think should be repeated at this time. We said, when the time comes, choosing one of them will take absolutely nothing away from any of the others, because each one will have made more than significant contributions to the success of the program. I am sure all of you here agree with me that the team has done just that. Matt Powell will make the first attempt for a maximum performance try. Lieutenant Commander Joe LaCrosse, who is familiar to all of us, as is his fine record, will fly Chase 1. Joe, I'm sure I speak for everybody here when I say welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
And Major Wild, Chase 2. The countdown is underway, gentlemen. The drop will be over Ely, Nevada. This will be a full power to burnout for a maximum altitude try. Pre-launch briefing at 4 a.m. tomorrow. That's it.
How about dinner, Matt?
Yeah.
New alloy for the sauce regulator. Won't malfunction anymore.
Yeah. I'm tickled to death.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing.
Don't give me that, Matt. I've been watching these last weeks, training, pushing yourself.
Don't give me any speeches, Ernie. I've heard all I want to hear.
You're not to blame, Matt. The investigation showed that.
Investigation, that's fine. What about the politicians on the sideline and some of the press squeezing at Department Brewster? You'd think this whole thing were going on in a dark cave somewhere.
You can't
cram this stuff down somebody's throat, man. It takes time.
Yeah. Well, how much time does it take to show that this isn't routine? Lee had plenty of time to eject and didn't. That's routine, is it?
Don't think I haven't been asking myself questions, too. It isn't any good, man.
I'll tell you one thing, though. If Lee knew what we were blubbering about, he'd probably laugh at us both.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right, Ernie. It's just a little too soon.
Sure it is. Come on, let's go. The girls are going to burn the steak.
I'm going to take you up to 200,000 feet.
Pressure looks through at 100,000 feet.
Good. Let me know if you feel any change.
Will do.
Right. I'll be taking off really now. I'll talk to you at rendezvous. Stay in the slot and happy profile.
Alloy for the source regulator. Won't malfunction anymore.
Yeah, I'm tickled to death.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing.
Don't give me that, man. I've been watching these last weeks, training, pushing yourself.
Don't give me any speeches, Ernie. I've heard all I want to hear.
You're not to blame, Matt. The investigation showed that.
Investigation, that's fine. What about the politicians on the sideline and some of the press squeezing at DePalma and Brewster? You'd think this whole thing were going on in a dark cave somewhere.
You can't cram this stuff down somebody's throat, man. It takes time.
Yeah. How much time does it take to show that this isn't routine? Lee had plenty of time to eject and didn't. That's routine, is it?
Don't think I haven't been asking myself questions, too. It isn't any good, man. I'll tell you one thing, though. If Lee knew what we were blubbering about, he'd probably laugh at us both.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right, Ernie. It's just a little too soon.
Sure it is. Well, let's go. The girls are going to burn the state.
I'm going to take you up to 200,000 feet.
Pressure looks through at 100,000 feet.
Good. Let me know if you feel any change.
Will do.
Matt, I'll be taking off really now. I'll talk to you at rendezvous. Stay in the slot and happy profile.
Right, Ernie.
Yes.
Station's reporting in.
Good. Advise high range to switch all channels on at 0900.
Okay, Matt. Better start your cockpit check. You'll be sealed in about 20 minutes.
All right, Tony.
Luck.
All right, we'll start the cockpit check at left-hand console. Left-hand console, radio set. Main channel.
Set.
Face mask heat switch off.
Heat switch off.
Intercom switch on. Oxygen check. Select B-52 oxygen.
Select
Right.
B-52 oxygen.
That's it.
NASA 1 to X-15.
X-15 to NASA 1. Go ahead.
Matt, Best of luck from all of us.
Right, Tom?
Well, we've got a little less than an hour.
Number 1 is minus 50. Number 2 is minus 30. My engine pot source is just about 0. Control gas source. Number 1 and number 2.
Let's go, boys. There goes Chase 1.
Matt, control is ready for a stable platform checklist.
X-15 to all stations, continuing checklist. X-15 power on. B-52 power off. Windshield heat on. Stable platform transition to internal power okay.
NASA 1 to X-15. 8 minutes from launch. Go to X-15, oxygen. Launch operator, check for clear system. Clear to go to manual for lock stop off.
X-15 to Chase 2, ready for fuel jettison test. Knowledge.
I'm in line, Matt. Let her go. You're okay, Matt. Check out to item 224.
Wilco, 24 checked out. X-15 to NASA 1. Jettison system working okay. Source pressure good. Power transfer normal. Ball nose readings coming up.
This is Chase 1 to X-15. Mark 2 minutes to launch point.
Aye, aye, Joe.
NASA 1 to all stations. I have launch minus 90 seconds.
X-15 to all stations. Switching to internal trip light at launch point. Come in, Ely. Come in, Beatty. Master switch on. Data on. I have start and idle.
Box puff bearing 37 degrees minimum. Okay at 40 degrees. Switch on recorders and oscillographs to fast. Switching to fast. I have 10 seconds and counting. Support aircraft in position. seconds. 7 seconds and counting. Set launch lever to ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's away, NASA 1, falling clear. Chase 2 to X-15. Hold that heading, man. Chase 2 to X-15. You're on profile. I'm reaching my maximum. Chase 2 to NASA 1. Visual now negative. He's out of sight.
Last one to Chase 2. He's right on profile, Ernie. Passing the 30-mile limit. Maximum power. He's reaching maximum speed. NASA 1 to all stations. Matt Powell has successfully made his exit and is in his coasting pad. Over 100 miles up. Begin your re-entry on mark -5. Set your angle at 18 degrees. Steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark.
Fact has overtaken fiction. The Pathfinders have marked and illuminated a trail in space for the others who soon will follow. This is the beginning of the natural extension of man's capabilities.
After this movie, yeah, you were in the project. Yeah, that was actually a real incident. Yeah, it was actually a ferry flight from Palmdale to Edwards, like a 10-mile flight. And the hydraulics went out and, 400 went in, killed the pilot. It was a terrible little incident. It's called the Saber Days. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. I think it's a heck of a movie. It's just wonderful to see it with the correct aspect ratio. Right. Oh God! Every time there was one of those shots, everything was all spread out. It's like, oh no. So that B-52 is big. Yeah, it was very big. That's Captain stretch. Oh yeah. Well, and the chase planes and everything else, everything was squeezed, and yeah, so it was really great to see it that way. I don't know if anybody caught the shot there with Mel Thompson when he came up to help with the cockpit there at the very end. He had his back to the camera throughout most of it, but it was cool that he got in there. The film was directed by Richard Donner. This was his first big screen movie. He went on to do a lot of TV shows like Man from Uncle and stuff like that. Then also came back big time in 1978 with the original Superman with Steve Reed, and was a very big time director. So the person who co-wrote the screenplay was Paul Lazzarino. Went on to write one of the greatest westerns of all time, and shot Liberty Balance, great stuff. Let's see what other little tidbits on here.
Rush Hours, Mel Gibson, the Rush Hours. It's not Rush Hour. The Mel Gibson has a sequel, also produced by Donner.
Oh yeah, Donner did. Yeah, Donner did the Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapons. That's right.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. When I wrote the book, focusing on each one of the pilots, and I also chose one other aspect of the program to highlight in each one of the chapters. So like the chapter on Forrest Peterson, I also talk about the engine development. Scott Crossfield, we're talking about the original development of the X-15. Milt Thompson, since he was the technical advisor on the movie, I chose that chapter to focus on the X-15 and the media. And it was actually the final chapter that I wrote in the book. I saved it for the end because I knew I was going to have a blast doing the media stuff. So that was like the carrot at the end of the writing for me, was to get it to and it's called Inconel meets celluloid. Yes. And so if you have the book and you read that chapter, it talks a lot about the production of this movie, but also the X-15 within the media being done by North American. NASA usually kept it down, but North American itself was out there telling people, oh, it's going to fly 100 miles high, when they knew it was not made to fly that high. It did fly to 67 miles high, which is pretty darn good. They probably could have exceeded 70, but if they had tried to come, they could have gotten up to 100 miles, but if they tried to re-enter, the X-15 would have been incapable of re-entering safely because of the angle of attack and the heat and everything else. So the 100 miles was just off the charts, but they had to put it in here. They just had to do it. And it's amazing to see how many different media references there were to the fact that the X-15 was going to fly 100 miles. Its official specs called for 50 miles. There you go. Hi, Andrew. Everybody wave. That was supposed to fly at Mach 6 and 50 miles high. That's what they built the X-15 to do. It exceeded both of those, 67 miles and Mach 6.7. So it went way past what it was supposed to. They figured it was going to fly about 100 missions. It actually flew 199 missions. They tried desperately to get that 200th off, and they just couldn't do it before the funding ran out at the end of 1968.
And it snowed.
And it snowed when it did. Yes, it did. And as Paul Bickle said, somebody up there is trying to tell us something. So they cut it at 199. As I say, this is my 181st X-15 event. And that's one of my goals is I'm going to hit that 199. And it may be this year. And if I could hit 200 and exceed X-15, that would be really. Oh, yeah. What's that?
I just said you could accomplish what the X-15 did.
That's what I'm working for. Absolutely. Yeah, they say we're going to be in Tucson in July. I actually have talks scheduled all the way through November of 2027, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. But there's so many things. I could talk about the movie. I could talk about the X-15 forever. I hope you enjoy the display. You can match up the scenes from the movies and stuff there. And I would love to go ahead. I was able to correct the aspect ratio and upgrade and all this other stuff. One thing I would really love to do, I know you're sitting here laughing about it, is wouldn't it be cool if I could go back and replace the CGI, with CGI?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That model that they had was actually pretty big. It was larger than the X-15 that I have here, the 1/15 scale. I don't remember exactly what scale it is, but I think the one they used for those special effect shots was about twice the size of this one. So it would have been about 1/10 to 1/6, somewhere in that area.
What happened to it?
It went up for sale on eBay.
Really?
Yes, and I wish I had been rich and could have.
How much could it go for?
We don't have a place to.
10,000?
10,000. Who cares when we have a place for it? We just have we can hang it from the living room ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm a little ticked because I contacted the guy who did get the purchase, and I told him I want to stay in contact, and he did not do so. So, yeah, I would have loved to have gotten shots of it, after he got it.
Right, so it's probably sitting in his office somewhere and.
My baby.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's still around. He didn't just throw it in his garage or throw it out. So many of these things, they just disappeared completely. So it was nice to know that it still existed and hopefully still does. But I hope he's taking good care of it. Yeah.
$10,000.
Discovery.
What's that?
Like Cameron and they was Discovery.
Yes, dear. Sorry, Michael. What did you say?
For $10,000, I'm sure it's not been sitting in the garage.
Probably not. Well, you'd be amazed at how much people have paid for stuff and then, okay, I've played with it, now I can just let it rot away. It's nice when stuff goes to the museums and things like that. It's one of the things, and actually I can talk about it here real quick, is the fact that, the X-15 has become my life. And
really,
yes, and my interviews with these people, I did 81 interviews with 68 different people, and most all of the people that I've spoken with are now gone. So nobody has those interviews. Nobody ever wrote a book really on the entire program and had the input of the people who worked on the program, the pilots and everybody. And so it's just a great honor to have been able to do all that. And it's my official legacy is all the stuff I've done for the X-15, the interviews, the research, the models, the pictures, everything else that I've got, the website.
You still have the recording when you did the interview with Neil Armstrong?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's on video, it's on cassette.
Those were on cassettes. The early set, I had two phases of interviews in it. Ones I did back in the 1980s, when I first started out, and then there was a break, and then I came back in 2004, and that's when everything really took off. I went through so many interviews after that.
You did start transferring to other media, because that's pretty old for tape.
Well, and all the stuff from 2004 onward was done on video as well.
Okay.
And everything has been, both audio and video has been digitized.
Oh, okay.
And I have all that stuff. The original media I still have. Now we have everything digitized as well. All of my X-15 materials I just signed paperwork 2 days ago with the Museum of Flight in Seattle that they are taking everything. So all this stuff will be preserved for future generations. And they are just amazing people up there. If you have not been to the Museum of Flight in Seattle, it's worth going to. And I hope that some of you, like Josh, you're so much younger than I, you're going to be here long after I'm gone. You have to promise me to someday go to the Museum of Flight and check out what's going to be up there for mine and say, I never there. Yeah, and it's really cool because I have been searching for years to try to find the right place to take this. The first one, of course, I went to was the Smithsonian, and they weren't interested. Second was the Air Force Museum. They weren't interested.
Crappy book.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about their book. Oh, yeah. But
They have got a whole room for it at the Air Force Museum.
Oh, I know.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that place. I go there every year.
Oh, it is a wonderful spot. But none of these places wanted it. And so I've been searching for years, and finally I have a good friend up at the Museum of Flight, and I was lamenting to him about it, and he's like, let me put you in touch with the archivist. And she got a hold of me. We set up a Zoom meeting where there was like 10 of the top people at the museum were on the meeting. They were very serious about it. And what's really cool is that not only do they take all of the X-15 stuff, they're taking like everything that I have. All my real space stuff, my science fiction stuff, they want it all.
Are they gonna what did you agree with, how they're gonna display it? Or are you just leaving that to them?
That's gonna be left to them. Most of this stuff will go to them after I'm gone. However, the X-15 research materials specifically are going to them in the fairly near future. We're working that out right now to figure out when we're gonna do that. We originally had thought we might wait on it because they're gonna be tearing down the current archive building and putting up a new one, but that's being delayed, so they say they may go ahead and take everything now. So I'm planning to take a trip up there with my car packed up with a lot of X-15 stuff. So goodbye, oh, too. But, things like the model we'll be keeping and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff, all of the original research stuff will definitely be going to them. So that legacy material is protected. And so I'm very excited about that. I can't thank them enough for taking it. It's such an absolute relief to have something like this happen. So.
They're even taking the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, they're taking my Millennium Falcon. They're taking my 5.5-foot Discovery from 2001. Star Trek stuff. Star Trek, Star Wars. They're taking everything.
They the silverware.
Well, it's going to be all part of it. That's the stuff that goes to them after we're gone. You don't.
You're going to. You won't get to say. You're going to.
Yeah, you're going to. I didn't tell her that, so. You were supposed to mention that part.
You have the giant Millennium Falcon, the one that was in Toys R Us, the 6-foot.
Oh, no.
I've got that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
You gotta send me a picture of that. I want to see that one.
Well, I hate to tell you, it's in storage, so.
You're as bad as everybody else?
Well, yeah, but no, I'm setting up a new office back at the airport. It eventually will hang.
Okay.
At that point, I'll send a picture.
Okay, we want to see the pictures. We already emailed, so yeah, definitely send that to me. So anyway, yeah, and did anybody have any questions about the movie? I don't know, what did everybody think of the movie? Don't say a thing.
It was very reminiscent of its time.
Yes, it was.
I got lung cancer just watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, so many cigars and cigarettes.
And women dress beautifully. I don't know if they dress like that really in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
High fashion.
I'm sure Mary Tyler Moore was glad that Dick Van Dyke shows up on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course, for a hardware nerd, it's a great show. Oh, yeah.
Great old cars.
Wonderful stuff, yeah. And it was interesting just seeing Edwards in those days. It brings back so many memories for me. It's like, you saw the X1E sitting out in front of the headquarters and stuff. And there's like the parking area over there. It's like, there were times.
Tell them about when we found the,
Oh, well, okay, I'll mention that one. But it's like, waiting for my dad sometimes, I would sit out in the car, so I spent a lot of time out there in the parking lot, reading a book, whatever,
And using the locations in those days was rare, so that was kind of ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
Stanley Livingston, a little boy, went on to do My Three Sons for 15 years.
Yep.
Matching on Instagram with his brother,
Oh.
Barry Livingston, who played from. So Chip and Ernie.
Very cool. Yeah. That is very cool. Yeah, everybody watched My Three Sons. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, when you get through the book, as I say, when you get to Milt's chapter, you'll know that's the last one I wrote, and you'll have so much fun with the movie stuff. And, I don't know, as I say, I love the movie. I wish they had to shoot an official soundtrack. They never did. So, the only soundtrack that exists is one that I pulled off of the movie itself. Although interestingly, there was 145 that was released from that. And the 45, it was called Concerto for the X-15. And it's the piece from the dinner party.
Okay.
And that's the one they do. They've got this beautiful soaring score for the, the titles and stuff, but no, they didn't put that. The dinner party they put out on the. Do you have that record? I do.
What's funny is when
I have the sheet music.
When you film TV and film like that, you can not hear the music.
Yeah.
They give you a metronome, and then you dance to the metronome. You don't know what song is going to be.
Yeah, there's no music.
There's no music, it ruins the sound from the talking.
Oh, yeah.
So it's funny.
Yeah, and it's always the people in the background just, mumbling along, just to
Right.
make it sound like something. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's so different, but no, the concerto is out there. Oh, yeah. There's actually a couple of albums with X-15 stuff on it. There's one that's, what is it called? The Sounds of Space or something. And it has just sounds of like rocket launches and X-15 engine firings and stuff. A big LP. It's really a cool LP.
I think these days, no one even pays attention to this. It's so part of our normal lives.
Yeah.
SpaceX or whatever going up. We go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they used to stop school.
Yeah. Well, back in the days when it was just, CBS, NBC, and ABC, and all three of them would cut away for every piece of every mission from John Glenn through Apollo.
Yeah.
And I don't know, has anybody here seen the movie Capricorn 1?
Oh,
okay. And, which was where the fake moon landing stuff started coming from. But in Capricorn 1, they're supposed to be launching the first manned mission to Mars. But then they found out that they've got a problem and the life support system would not last them more than, like 30 days. So they didn't have enough to get there and back. So they pulled the crew out and decided to fake the whole Mars landing and stuff. But there is a really wonderful scene in that motion picture where Hal Holbrook, as the head of NASA, sits down with the astronauts to explain why they are having to fake it. And he talks about this fact. It's like he and the head astronaut, played by James Brolin, were best buddies all the time. And they talked about how, Apollo 11 landed on the moon and Neil and Buzz were walking around and we went out and we got crunk. And it's like, and then we get to Apollo 17 and they wouldn't even break into the new Lucy show to show these people walking on the moon. Now I could understand if it was, it was They didn't break into the Lucy because it was the new Lucy show. If it was reruns, we could understand, but not the new Lucy show, you know. And it's a wonderful speech that really talks about how just over such a few years, it became blasé for everybody. And I mean, when I was going through school, you know, that was junior high, high school and stuff. They landed when I was in high school for the first winter landing. And, you know, I was out for everything. I skipped out on so much school. If there was stuff coming down, I was out there watching it and stuff. So,
Hey,
I had my first beer on Neil stepping off
yeah.
my very first, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll always remember that day when we watched, my parents had divorced. I was with my dad, we lived in North Hollywood at the time. And, yeah, yes. And, after the landing, I used to have this, plastic chair that it was not quite like these here, but it has like the metal, legs on them. And I had taken the metal legs off, so this chair was just something I sat on the floor in, and you know, leaning.
cool, really.
Yeah, it was really cool. It looks like a chair used in Star Trek, actually. But after the landing, it's like, well, we know we got a few hours between now and when they're going to come out. So my dad and I went out for pizza, and then we came back and watched the whole moonwalk and stuff. And I've taken you to that pizza parlor. It was still there after all these years. Good old little Tony's up there. And then I took her one day to show her where I lived, because we were only there for like 3 months in that one apartment in North Hollywood. And I took her there to show her where I lived at the time that I watched the Apollo 11 moon landing. And I kid you not, this is absolute truth, but I got pictures to back it up. We went up to the front gate and they had the big sign there where they had like the tenant listings for each one of the apartments. And I went down the thing and said, gee, I wonder who's in the apartment that I was in when Neil was walking on the moon. And I went down the list and I got her apartment, and the name was Armstrong. I kid you not.
Oh, wow.
I just about fell off.
Wow, that's unsightly.
What are the chances?
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was so bizarre.
I know I saw a Polar 8 launch.
Yes, I still hate her for that. She saw a Saturn V launch.
I couldn't help it.
I know you lived in Miami at the time.
Well, you know, we were all so smashed. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably don't even remember the launch, do you?
Really?
Another interesting thing about Neil Armstrong, he used to go to Sarah Soaring in Indiacur.
Oh,
He would take sailplanes out from there, where my brother is one of the main people there now, and runs that facility. And Neil Armstrong, he has some signatures in there. He used to go out there along with another X-15 pilot. I forgot which one, but there were two X-15 pilots that were lighter pilots.
Yeah. Well, the head of the program was a glider. Yeah, Paul Bickle. He held the record for altitude in a glider for many, many years, and still holds the record for unpressurized. Yeah, no oxygen. Yeah, he had a little oxygen bottle that was out of like a World War II B-17. That's all he had to get up there and back. That was amazing what he did. And it's one of those things I talked about in Neil's chapter, is an episode between Paul and Neil, where Neil was in town one day for a conference, and Paul would happen to be there, so they decided to get together. And Neil drove up in his old jalopy that was, got cheese smoke and stuff like that. And they talked for a bit, and they were at this local cafe. And as Neil was leaving and driving off, and the smoke was leaving this cloud behind him and stuff, and the lady who ran the cafe was out there. It's like, so that guy in that car, that's Neil Armstrong. You'd think he'd have a better car.
He did eventually.
Well, eventually. Well, he used to live up in the hills at the south end of Antelope Valley. And his car was so terrible, he lived in an old ranger station. up in the forest.
You can't even see it anymore.
Oh, yeah, the guy that owns it now, it's like he knows what he's got, and it's like he keeps people at
They
bay.
had no money then, they had no money.
Oh, yeah.
They were famous, but they had no
Well,
money.
but he had his car parked up there, and to get, it's like 30 miles or so to drive down all the way across Antelope Valley to get to Edwards. And so the only way he could get his car to work was he just had to make sure that it was pointed downhill, and then just put it in neutral and went down the hill and then threw it into gear, and that's how he started his car. Yeah. But one thing I will say about this movie too, is so many people complain about it, but it is still better and more accurate than First Man.
That's hard.
But it's, God, they screwed up First Man so bad.
Yeah, they didn't listen to your consultant.
No. And I don't know.
Just like they didn't listen to,
yeah.
what's his name?
What's his name?
Milt.
Oh, yes, Milt. Yeah, First Man they had such great potential for that. I had so much hope for that. And then,
God, you could trim that down so.
well, it's not trimming down, it's just making things right. Has everybody seen First Man?
Which one is that?
That's the one with Ryan Gosling. It was the biopic about Neil Armstrong.
Oh, yes.
Came out in 2018.
Yep.
And the deal is that there's 3 missions that are shown within the movie. You've got the X-15 mission, which happens right at the beginning of the movie. Then they've got the Gemini 8 mission, and then they've got Apollo 11. And every one of those, they do in this dark, it's like you're looking at the X-15 when it's flying, and it's like the clouds are so dark. It's like they're launching at sunset, and the X-15 did not fly at that time of day. They tried to have clear skies for obvious reasons, and they also had, as soon as he hit the engine and put the throttle on, it started shaking so much that any person that was in that cockpit would have died. It's just, oh God, it was horrible. And then, the engine shuts off and it goes to, and they did the same thing on the Gemini launch, and they did the same thing on the Apollo launch. It was like, yeah, the X-15 would have torn itself apart if it had that kind of vibration. It was just horrific. They just made so much stuff up. And I'm sorry, by the time the movie comes to an end, you basically want to slit your wrists. It's so depressing.
Oh, they made him so naked.
That's the third.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, they made it into this so dour thing, and Neil was so.
Was he still alive then?
What's that?
Was Neil Armstrong still alive?
Then? No, not when the movie came out. No, he died in 2012, August of 2012, just right after his birthday. Yeah.
And he didn't have any reason to die.
No, and the whole thing was botched. He never should have gone for surgery. The surgery did not need to be done, and they did not monitor him during recovery. He should not have died that day. And yeah, it's one of the things I'm very proud of in my life. Neil and I share a birthday, which is August 5th. August 5th.
Same year?
No.
Yeah.
No, there were 25 years between us, but now I'm catching up with him. So, yeah, we'll see if I make it longer than he did. But, yeah, Neil should have definitely been around. It's, one of the things I point out in my other talk on the X-15, when I get to Neil in my talk, there's a shot of him in the cockpit of the X-15. And I always talk about it, it's like, doesn't this look like Daddy taking me to work day or something? He was so young. Neil was always very, very young with him. And he was just a great guy. And yes, he gave great hugs.
He did, he gave terrific.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
All I got was a great handshake.
Ah.
All I got was great.
Did you ask for a hug? Probably not.
I asked.
Cherie always asked.
You always ask.
I asked
Always.
for a hug,
Yeah.
and except 2 people
Yeah.
I would have never turned
Oh,
that.
You gotta forget those people, you gotta forget.
Don't let that go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she'll never forget. She'll never forget.
Oh, no.
She won't
no.
let it go.
The Sally Bride one kicked me off
Yeah.
But,
when she.
and it certainly affected, yeah, but Sally was just, she never had human contact. Like, she stayed inside and stuff like that.
Well, she even had a beard.
Well,
And,
yeah,
that's,
I know.
pretty
Yeah,
strange.
that's a whole nother story. We don't need to.
I need to go.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Michael, for being here.
Thank you.
As I say, Michael was responsible for my talk in Antarctica. Cannot thank you enough. It is wonderful to have you as a friend.
Well, thank you.
And please give a hug to Larry for us.
You'll call when I get back.
All right, and if anybody else is interested after we finish packing up here, we're gonna be going about 2 blocks away to Black Angus, and you're welcome to come join us for dinner. So, anybody who would like to come is more than welcome. And, I guess with that, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed things and.
Before everybody leaves.
Oh.
Officially, on behalf of the AIAA Los Angeles section.
Oh.
Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Give her a hug.
Hold it up for the picture.
Yeah.
Hold it up for the picture. All right.
Okay, here we are.
Say peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots. X15.
Excellent.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you
was
for-
just a wonderful presentation. Tell more people about it, the personal friends and things, so that.
I'd love to come back and do it again sometime, so.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
everybody wants me.
Everybody heard that, right?
That's right. I love doing this. I keep telling, people always keep talking about how, you should go write something else. And it's like every single talk, it's like, I love this stuff. And I love the people and everything. And I'll keep doing them as long as I can.
As soon as they come up with the next X15,
Yeah.
you'll write another one.
Sure.
Something is
There you go.
momentous, it's an X15.
Oh, your book,
That'll be your next book.
Yeah, there you I think it's already taken.
Maybe.
Yeah, but we won't tell. We won't tell.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you all enjoy it. No matter what she says, I hope you love that. Ah,
Yeah, thank you.
what a day.
Wonderful.
Yes. It is.
She's the only reason I'm alive today, so it's all her fault. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks so much, Michael.
I'll see you soon.
Yes.
All right.
And I want to hear from you when you read the book.
Okay.
Yes.
Love Larry.
I will. All right.
Take care.